This video is brought to you by Sailrite.
Need a clear vinyl product and don't know what to select? It can be confusing with all of the options today. The higher quality products of clear vinyl are what we call pressed and polished goods, which means that multiple layers of thinner product are booked and pressed together and polished to give you the most optically clear and most consistent product. The best of those products would be Strata Glass, which is what I'm holding here right now, and this is how a sheet of it would come to you, or OC, which is by a different manufacturer but still an extremely high quality glass. Strata Glass and OC products are considered to be the best in the industry because they're very scratch resistant, they're very chemical resistant, and they hold up extremely well to the elements. The sheet sizes typically are 54 inches by 110 inches, but that is the sheet of the plate when the product is made, and because of the flashing around the edges where it's pressed together, you can almost always assume you're going to lose a couple inches in both directions. So this is, again, a Strata Glass. If you purchase more than a single sheet of the product, you'll get it in a full-size drum. There are typically 3 to 5 sheets in a full-size drum, and the product is not coiled as tightly. When you get sheets that are coiled like this, it's a good idea to lay them out flat as soon as you possibly can once you've received the product. And while we're back in this area, I should point out too, behind me there's something we call solar screen. There are some new fancy glass products that actually have a black screen imprint in the material in order to reduce heat on the inside of an enclosure and to eliminate the need to put screens on your glass. That's a product that's available too. Apart from the Strata Glass and the OC, when you go down to the next level, you get into products like Crystal Clear and Regalite. These products are also of very high quality, pressed and polished sheet goods, but they don't have the scratch resistance of the Strata Glass or the OC product. So if you're looking to save some money, they're good alternatives, good clear glass, but again, not as scratch resistant. And if you really want something that's fairly economical, you can go to a non-pressed and polished sheet good. This is a 30 gauge. By the way, the gauge 30 would represent 0.03 inch, if you will. A 30 gauge product that this is extruded instead of pressed and polished, so you don't get the consistency in the thickness, which results in optical clarity that's not as good as a pressed and polished sheet good. But if you look at the pricing, significantly lower price on a product like this, plus you can get a longer run. Instead of 110 inches, we're at, 180 inches on this product, although the product that is at the very beginning of the tube that this is rolled on, you'll lose 10 inches or so just because of the way it's attached to the tube. We also sell in smaller sheets, and that's very convenient if you don't need a full sheet of the product. Here we have a Regalite 30 gauge, and this is sold in a 29 inch by 68 inch sheet, and you can see all of the options on our website for the smaller sheets as well. Now, while we're looking at some of this product, the other thing that we should talk about is how do I know what gauge I need? What thickness of glass do I need? Best way to think about that is the thicker the product, which would be our 40 gauge, the less flexible the product is, and as a result, the better the optical clarity. So if you need optical clarity and you don't necessarily need to roll or fold your project when you're done, consider using one of the heavier gauges. If you need to roll windows, for instance, and you want something that rolls nicely, you might consider going down to a 30 gauge because you'll get better flexibility. And if you need something that is very large that's going to pack into or fold into a large bundle, like the sides of a circus tent, for instance, or even a trade show exhibit tent, you might want to go down to a 20 gauge or even a 12 gauge product where the overall bulk of the product is much reduced when it's folded. Optical clarity won't be as good, but there are some circumstances where that makes a lot of sense. I hope this has been helpful to you, and if you need more help on any of the products that Sailrite offers in the way of clear vinyl, just give us a call.
It's your loyal patronage to Sailrite that makes these free videos possible. Thanks for your support.